Hi, my name is James Allen. I'm here with Green Valley Cultivations Proprietary Limited, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a binary market concept where medical and recreational cannabis can coexist. And so, introduction: Orange is a business concept idea. So I derived my business concept idea through my travels to the United States. I was on a student holiday visa for about 3.5 years, and I got to travel between Canada and the United States. And I got to obviously indulge in a bit of recreational marijuana use, and I went to licensed premises where I could purchase the product legally. I went there and purchased product brands, and I went to licensed premises like lounges where you could be in a social setting like you were in a bar where you can buy alcohol. You're in a licensed lounge where you can actually smoke marijuana in a social setting like you are smoking shisha. And so I was very intrigued and very overwhelmed with how the United States was and how Canada was, and so I dived a little bit more into the Australian market. So I looked into the Office of Drug Control Australia, and they issued medical licenses for cultivation, and they issued about 69 licenses in the past year and a half. And you're starting to see the social economic change that's happening within Australia, and you're starting to see a lot of intermediate Australian-based companies joint venturing with major companies and major players in the cannabis industry like Canopy Growth. And so you're starting to see that convergence, this economic shift. You'll see a lot of progressive countries, and Canada is a Commonwealth country as well, such as New Zealand, which is also starting to look at this progressive push to start changing their laws on regulations. And so regardless of that, I'm going to start diving into the operational plans on how to actually start and establish a cultivation plantation. So essentially, this is the framework right here. Basic framework. So it starts with growing, laboratory, packers, logistics services, and then ends up in pharmacy. I'll go into more depth. So the plantations, cultivation, and harvesting. Obviously, acquiring cannabis real estate is essential, and obviously being compliant with ODC and Therapeutic Goods Administration is also a detriment. Proper security measures must be implemented, and proper irrigation also must be in place for environmental protection. You can see application and regulatory requirements on their website at odc.gov.au. And obviously the plantations will both have indoor and outdoor facilities, harvesting and research productions. Also have heavy machinery and trimming and drying process, which heavily be manual labor intensive. And so after that process, it will go to the research facilities, and research facilities will conduct laboratory compliance checks in compliance with ODC and Therapeutic Goods Administration. Also work closely with the marketing and production team for packaging and labeling for cannabis strains for product categories and potency levels. Here's a brief logistics and distribution. GVC would like their own logistics and distribution services, obviously about 20 to 30 minutes from plantation facilities. App delivery services. App delivery services is something I looked into in the United States, and something I used, such as Weed Maps, where you can actually order your cannabis online and then have it delivered to your door through this app. And it was a very convenient way of actually getting your products to your customers in a very, very technological fashion nowadays, such as Uber Eats, but now you have Weed Maps for marijuana use. And so So obviously, in the final step is obviously getting to our pharmacy and dispensaries. Our pharmacy and dispensaries, obviously, we envision providing therapeutic grade cannabis for both, and our licensed premises for both our recreational and marijuana medical users. Obviously, providing a vast range of product mixes as well. That's what I'll be touching base on now, and we're starting to see a major shift in what THC can be infused in. It can be infused in beer, it can be infused in a lot of things, and this is what our R&D is going to be tailored towards, developing and infusing THC into various different product categories that are very conventional to most people. And finally, our finances. Our finances is based on our plant yield, quantity of flower bud produced, plant plant's average yield, depending on the growth. 6 meters of one plant has potential to produce 160 to 180 grams of cannabis, and you can easily do the math. Our warranted sales of cannabis in Australia price range between $35 to $50. So if you add those two figures together, $50 to 180, you can get $9,000 per plant. And if you multiply 9,000 by 100 plants, then you can easily do the math and figure that out. So that was the basis, and obviously we're going to have costs incurred during the plantation. Obviously, if you have fixed costs, plantation, capital, infrastructure, employee salaries, variable costs are going to be fees and compliance, machinery, material costs. And they're the basis of running a medical and recreational facility plus plantation. And obviously we want to reap tax benefits of being a primary producer of agricultural products, obviously from one end of the spectrum of producing our cannabis to packaging and dealing and doing all the logistics, and obviously selling it at the main end goal. Anyway, that's me, and I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.